See, we talk about power, about oppression, about the systems that dictate who wins and who loses. But rarely do we talk about why the people who built those systems think the way they do. Imagine a people born not in abundance but in scarcity, not in warmth but in cold, where survival wasn't about harmony but about dominance. Imagine that shaping not just their history but their psychology. When the land doesn't give freely, you learn to take. When resources are limited, you convince yourself they belong to you first. And if that belief settles deep enough in your bones, it becomes a doctrine, a culture, a worldview, one that justifies anything. And so they spread, not like the roots of a tree, anchoring, connecting, giving back, but like a wildfire, consuming everything in sight. Colonization wasn't just an act of violence, it was a logical conclusion of a mind shaped by lack, a mind that saw the world as something to be conquered, not lived with. But here's the thing about domination. It creates the very conditions that drive it mad. A system built on control needs someone to be controlled. A world built on theft needs someone to steal from. And when you spend centuries shaping reality to fit your sickness, you don't even realize that you're the one infected. You just call it civilization. Now, where does that leave the rest of us? The ones who knew how to live before the world was remade in someone else's image. We've had to adapt, to fit into a mold never meant for us. Some of us overperform, bending ourselves into excellence just to be seen as worthy of what should have been ours by birthright. Others are crushed under the weight of a world that was built to keep them small. Either way, we are shaped by the sickness too. But here's the real question. If an empire is built on a disease, what happens when the cure starts working? What happens when the stolen truths, the buried wisdom, the ways of being that were once labeled primitive begin to rise again? What happens when we stop performing, stop conforming, stop making ourselves smaller just to fit into a structure that was always meant to keep us out? Maybe that's the real fear, that deep down, beneath all the conquest, all the control, all the violence dressed up as progress, there's a knowing, one that can't be silenced, that what was stolen can be reclaimed, that what was lost can be remembered, that the sickness is not the default.